So in other words, if you're putting people on this theoretical path to citizenship that is now being discussed by a bipartisan group of lawmakers, you'd at least know a lot more about them, and
Right.
you would force them to go through. It wouldn't necessarily be a what we would call a background check, but it would be a verification of identity. It would be we would learn anything that we need to know about them, and that would make it easier for law enforcement to flag people if they did need to.
Right, exactly. And I mean, it would even come down to the criminal background check part. I mean, we would find out if they have any felonies, we would find out what misdemeanors they have. And so the proposal is a pretty extensive background check that would really find a lot of information about people. Of course, people might not come forward and get it. But the majority of people, I think, would at least apply to become legal residents rather than being, undocumented. And so it would be a significant change to have all these people in the system. Exactly. So we could, law enforcement could track them and make sure that the people who shouldn't be here can be deported.
We're talking with Elise Foley, a reporter for the Huffington Post in the Washington, D.C. bureau, covering all kinds of important policy issues, but especially the issue of immigration and immigration reform, here in studio with us. Elise, you reported on an interesting issue, which is that deportations have essentially continued unabated throughout this entire reform debate process. Why is that?
Well, there are different people who have different reasons for it. Congress allots a certain amount of money to Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And so the Obama administration basically says, look, we would love to apply our discretion to everything, but we can't because we have this money to deport 400,000 people every year. We have this money to, hold, I think it's 34,000 people in detention at any given time. So we have to use it. It's kind of funny because with all we should cut spending, people in Congress, Republicans don't seem to want to say maybe we could cut spending by putting people in ankle bracelets instead of locking them up in prison like facilities. But
In
so
fact,
that's the argument
they've complained that we've been
that we're
letting
not doing enough.
undocumented
Right.
people out of prison as a result of sequestration.
Right, exactly. They've complained about it. They think it's a terrible idea. There's always this argument that, these people will go out and murder someone, which is uh, has its problems as a logical argument, but
Sure.
yeah, they've done that. They kind of say, look, we have to enforce the law. This is the law that's on the books. At the same time, they are trying to apply these certain types of discretion to let some people off. There's a deferred action for childhood arrivals for young people, and there's some other stuff, but deportations, there's no indication that they're down. They're still still seem to be headed for record numbers every year. So